Yeah.
So we're going to prove to you that these missiles are the Lord swords.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read again.
Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that blew up the coals in the fire.
The ancient smith is talking about these guys that made swords, spears, dots, shooting stars that you throw at people, lances,
Arrows,
hooks, arrows, bows. So you had a guy that made these weapons, man. He was a value guy, man. Because you wanted to have this bad weapon, man. You would go to this guy and you say, "This is what I want. I want it this way. I want it that way. I want to have a hook on it. I want to have a dagger inside where my hand is, so I can pull it out.
Right.
All right. I want to have a pouch to it. I want to have a sheath to it. I want to have all these things." And so the guy would say, "It's going to cost you this amount of silver, this amount of gold." All right, and then you would make armor, helmets, and all that. So the guy, the smith back there that made these weapons, they were highly valued, man. You were hoping that guy didn't get sick. Okay? So the Most High made these ancient smiths that made these weapons, these swords and these lances and these bows and these bows and arrows and so forth, darts. But this is the modern day smith. The Most High said the modern day smith, which are these white people that Germans, so-called Germans, and they were the ones that came up with the concept of rockets and missiles and all that, splitting the atom and so forth. So the Most High set them up. And the Most High gave them this technology because when you go back, let's go back back to the Greeks, during the time of the Greeks. From the time of the Greeks to the time of the Romans, Alexander was he was around during the period of what? The period that he was around was during the period of, say again?
333 BC.
Right, 333 BC. All right. Now that was 333, about 300 years before the birth of Christ. 150 years into the future, which was about 150 BC, during the time of the Maccabees, all right, you had the same technology. You had the same chariots, you had the same lances and bows, and nothing changed, right? That was 150 years, right? Now let's go back to 65 BC, when the Romans came into power. But they didn't come into full power as an empire yet, but they started their power from 65 BC. Now, during the time when the Lord was born, which we can call it 1 BC, 1 AD, whatever, 2 AD, all right? That's when the so-called Romans was in their power. Well, right, the Christian era, CE, Christian era, all right? AD, Anno Domini, year of our Lord. But anyway, from that time, that was another what? That was another 300 years in the future, right? Has the technology changed? No. Now let's go 1,000 years in the future, to the Middle Ages. Let's go to the 1100s, all right? Which is the Middle Ages. Did the technology, now we covered it, what, 1,300 years, right? Let's go all the way back to the time of Moses, which is about 3,500 years from this point. Right, 300, 500 years. Did the technology change from the time of Moses to the time of the Middle Ages? No. Let's go to the 1700s. Did the technology change? Same technology, man. 1800s, 1900s. Let's go to the latter part of the 1900s. That's when all technology changed.
Started changing,
Now you got, well, actually, the turn of the century, 1900, that's when you went from, you had the Industrial Revolution, right? The Industrial Revolution was, this is the very essence or the very meaning of the word, the Industrial Revolution. When societies went from animated power to non-animated power. Remember, you had a car, you had a horse and a buggy. In 1901, 1902, you had the Model T and so forth. And you had horses, they call it horseless carriages.
It went from manual labor to machines.
To machines, thank you. That's the Industrial Revolution, right? Then Edison came up with the light. Oh my goodness, he had candles for years. Thousands of years, right?
Right.
Now you got this thing where you plug something in and it's a light. It's amazing. Science, technology, right?
Right.
Now you have computers, you got cell phones, you got all kinds, man, you got all kinds of things now, man.
Right.
You got all kinds of technology. You got smart bombs, smart missiles, guided missiles, heat surface-to-air missiles, heat laser-guided missiles. Where if you try to outrun the missile, and you go through some, the missile actually follows you.
Right.
Heat-seeking missiles.
Heat-seeking missiles.
Right.
Can run on the heat.
Exactly.
Follow you.
So that's technology. Now what happened, all the 1,000 years, the technology is all the same, but all of a sudden, the last, really, really long, slow progression, but really the last 20 years, the last 30 years.
30 years.
The last 50 years.
Yeah.
When they came out with the black and white TV, oh my goodness.
Right. That was.
That's technology, man. When they came out with the phone, that's technology, man.
Right.
I can call somebody in Mexico, oh my goodness.
Right.
But in the last 10, 20 years,
Right.
and really the last, let's say 2 years, 3 years, 4 years,
High tech.
it's high tech, man.
Yeah.
So you know what? The modern day Smiths are making what? They're not making swords anymore. If they make a sword, and for you to perch up on your mantle, you know, just to decorate my house.
Right.
But now, you got these missiles. So who gave them this technology? The Most High. Can we prove that? What you got?
Daniel 12 and 4.
Beautiful, brother.
All right.
Go ahead.
Daniel 12 and 4. But thou...
And earlier we were speaking about the technology of the ship, right?
Right.
The mark of the beast.
Right.
Now the mark of the beast, no one can comprehend, even John, what is this whole thing about the mark of the beast? And everybody, how they gonna do it?
Right.
Because we're in that time now, so we know we're in the end of the world.
Right.
All right? Go ahead.
Daniel 12 and 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book.
The book is talking about the whole Bible. It was talking about the book of Daniel, but it's talking about the whole Bible. Go ahead.
Even to the time of the end.
Are we in the time of the end?
Yeah.
We're in the time of the end. Go ahead.
Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Right, you couldn't go, if you want to go to Spain, that would took you about a year. Actually, I'm sorry, in ships to go from one side of the world to the next side of the world on a ship, it took you a year and a half.
Yeah, that's right.
Now you can go from one side of the world to the other side of the world in a couple of hours.
A couple hours.
About 10 hours, 13 hours, whatever. In less than a day.
Yeah.
So that's the technology. It said many shall run what?
Many,
To and...
yep. Many shall run to and fro,
Go ahead.
and knowledge shall be increased.
And why is the knowledge increased? Because the white man is so damn smart. The white man is so smart. He's just so tapped into technology.
No.
And what does the word technology mean? Anybody? The word technology is a Greek word, tech meaning teach. And ology meaning the study of teaching. So how did they get this technology? Because somebody taught the so-called white man. Whether it was in a dream, whether the Most High was talking to them when they was in an awoken state, the Most High gave it to them, man. The Most High set it up where, well, Jake made a lot of these inventions, but it was still for Esau. It was this whole thing was set up. This whole technological world was set up by the Most High to really speed up this white man's going down. And that's part of the prophecy, man.
Called a theater. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Set up the theater.
Go ahead.
That's it on that.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 25. The Lord has opened his armory and has brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
And that's the weapons of his indignation. That's the weapons of his justifiable anger. And he's going to use them weapons. And he made the white man believe that the white man set this thing up to scare the world into a new world order.
Right.
But there's only going to be one new world order. That's going to be our new. We're going to have the new world order. It's more than just a big idea. It's a new world order. Our new world order. Okay? The Israelite new world order. One world government. It's going to be set up by us, not by you devils. Exactly. Go ahead.
For this is the work of the Lord power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans.
That's the work of the Lord power of hosts. So the Most High was the one that gave the white man this technology to make these weapons to destroy himself.